Drinking buddies, I have two really cheap bottles of 114 proof whiskey here. And I got two more expensive bottles of 114 proof whiskey here. Which is better? Let's find out.
I'm your drinking buddy.
Alright, drinking buddies, this episode comes about because I really wanted to taste this bottle of Old Overholt 114. This is a special release of their straight rye whiskey. I really like the bonded. It's the world's most hideous bottle. It's even got a screw top, but it's cheap. In fact, if you're in an area where you can get this, it's really cheap. I think under $20 in the areas where you can get it, which is not a lot of states, I'll admit, but it's a very cheap bottle. I'm putting it to good use here by throwing it up against a really, fairly expensive bottle of rye whiskey. This is 114.8 proof, so not quite 114, but pretty close. This is a 6-year barrel proof rye from MGP. Then over here we got the classic Old Granddad 114. This used to be a shelf turd that would just sit around and no one would ever buy it because it's kind of an ugly bottle and, Old Granddad. It's probably what your grandpa drank. I don't really know why it sat on shelves, but it definitely did. And then Whiskey Tube and some whiskey writers picked up on it, and now you can't find it anywhere. But if you can find it, it's a very cheap bottle, under $30, probably under $25. When I could find it, it was like 20 in my area. And then, what has become a total unicorn? Weller Full Proof. I think this is a really good bottle, but it's totally overrated for what it is. It's not worth the hype that it receives. Great bottle, don't get me wrong, I love this thing. But people pay hundreds of dollars for this bottle, and it should be about 70. It's a great bottle at $70. Probably a pretty darn good bottle at 100, but more than that, I don't think so. So we have two bourbons and we have two ryes. They're all 114 proof. Well, we established this guy's 114.8, but I figured close enough. And let's find out if the cheaper whiskeys can stand up to the expensive whiskey. This one's about, I think, 90. I'll put it right here. Whatever this is has got a great nose. I mean, I would guess bourbon off the nose. Kind of damp, like damp leaves. Maple. Ooh, this is a pretty nice nose. Kind of digging it. Well, there's peanuts, peanut butter, peanut shells, peanut butter candy, peanut brittle. All things peanut are here. Payday, Mr. Peanut, anything that is associated with peanuts in any way is the flavor is here. I'm exaggerating, of course, but literally I do taste peanut gels, peanut butter, and just peanuts, salted peanuts. That's Old Granddad. I am pretty sure on that. I think I'm picking up cherry here. Something fruity. Yeah, it's cherry. I'm going to be really disappointed if I mix these up and then I put them back in the same order they started in, because I think this might be the Weller off the nose. Yeah, cherries, bourbon, vanilla, and another like damp thing going on here, like damp. Not this was like damp leaves. This is more like damp wood. There's some rye spice on that. I might be really bad at this one. I think that's a rye, but I'm not 100% sure. Help! Yeah, I hate it when people can't tell the difference between bourbons and ryes. I might be a victim of my own hate after this. Oh, wow, yeah, this is brown sugar, and leather books, maple syrup, pancakes. I'm at the IHOP. Oh. And somebody's got like cigars, but they're like on another table. They're not close. I just got some cigars sitting out. They're not on my table. They're on a table a few tables away. Wow, that's a great nose. That one's a little proofier than the other two. I definitely get more heat off the palate, but boy, is it delivering some great flavors. That's dark chocolate, that's caramel, cinnamon for days on this one. Wow. I thought this was going to be a lot easier than it's shaking out to be. So sweet on this one. This one's more like honey than the rest that were more mapley. Yeah, this is like honey. There's a little bit of an old leather-bound books on this one too, and some oaks coming through on this one. That's got the best mouthfeel. That's got just a glorious, like, completely tongue-soaking, syrupy quality to it. That is, like, viscous. Wow. Okay, so flavor notes. Wow, that is good. Cherry, cinnamon, I said that already. Vanilla. Something a little bit earthy here. Man, am I channeling my inner Dwight Schrute? Because I kind of want to say beet. Beet's not right. Something a little earthy though. Well, drinking buddies, what have we learned? Well, we have learned that in this case, you should probably just go buy the cheaper bottles. Because I'm having a really hard time picking out a favorite here. I love all four of these bottles. By the way, neither of these are giving me huge rye vibes. Normally on rye, I get black pepper, I get herbal qualities going on. None of that's going on. I'm getting more of the like candy bar, dark chocolate caramel vibes out of these, which can also get in bourbon. So I know this one's a bourbon, and I know this one's a rye. I don't know in the middle. But I'm going with this one as my favorite because I just love the syrupy mouth texture that it's giving me. I actually think this is the Senator. Senator, Old Overholt. I think I might have mixed them and ended up in the same order because I'm thinking that this is the 114, this is the Weller, This is the Old Overholt, and this is the Senator. I know this is a bourbon, and here's where it's getting tricky too, because I'm saying this is the old Granddad because it tastes like peanuts, but guess what? I get a lot of peanuts off of Weller Foolproof, so that could actually be the Weller Foolproof, but I think it's so much peanuts, it's gotta be the 114. It's gotta be the Old Granddad. But yeah, I'm gonna go, but I love it. That's actually my second favorite. I'm gonna go favorite, second favorite, third favorite, fourth favorite, but I'm splitting hairs. They're all four fantastic. I would recommend any of these four whiskeys. If you see them on a shelf, buy it, because extremely rare, extremely cheap, kind of rare, but also cheap, and kind of rare, but kind of a little bit expensive. Let's find out what we're looking at here. So let's go. My favorite first was, all right, I'm bad at this. Remember how I said I know this one's a bourbon and I know this one's a rye? Well, this is Old Granddad 114, and it was my favorite. Wow. I mean, it really is a killer bottle, and that's why you can't find it anywhere anymore. People realize that it's a $25 bottle that they could easily charge $60 for, and it probably would still be worth it. My second favorite was this one, which I said was the Old Granddad 114, which I now know is the one, not the Old Granddad 114. I can't change my guess, but if I could, I would say this is the Weller Foolproof. But I said Old Granddad, and it's the Weller Foolproof. I should have known on that. So I preferred the bourbons. No surprise there. You guys know I'm a bourbon fiend. But I also love rye. I'm not downing on the rye. But man, neither of these were giving me huge rye vibes. And this is a 95.5 rye. This is probably a low rye, like 51% rye and a bunch of corn. But next up was the Senator. And my least favorite of the bunch was the Old Overholt. So did I get any right? No, I got 0 right. We voted on this in the comments before, but we didn't really have a unanimous winner. So what do we call it when I get none right? A clean fail, a complete failure, and we proved that if you can find these cheap 114s from Jim Beam out there, buy them up. So now that I know it's right, it tastes like rye. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. I don't know how I forgot that.